Hey guys, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be discussing something that I'm not sure if you guys are aware of, but it happened recently. There was a small thing called the Euros. Some of you may have heard of it. It just happened in the last month or so, just no big deal. So yeah, today I'm officially making my return to YouTube. I've barely done anything, so I can now actually tell you guys I'm now back doing my regular shifts. So for anybody who hasn't, who's been subscribed to me for a while and has been by any chance waiting for a video, I am now going to be back doing this full time. So we are back in business. I don't know why I keep. It's going to take me a while to get back into the swing of things, but yeah, we're back making regular videos, so there should be 2 videos a week now, minimum. For a while it'll just be mishmash. For a while it will just be a mishmash of different things football related. It'll be FIFA experiments, it'll be talking about what's going on, be prediction videos, but for today we're going to be doing looking at my tweets from the Euros, because why not? I mean, we all really owe Gareth Southgate an apology, because let's face it, how many of us really thought that we had a side good enough to get into the final? So I have a collection of 18 tweets here from the Euros discussing England, so let's get into it. Oh, but before we get started, actually, I do want to discuss, personally, I do not feel, even though, like, you'll see actually, I don't know if I included that tweet. There was a tweet where I said about why would you put Saka on the last penalty? Personally, don't feel let down at all by the players. They've done so well to get to the final. First final for more than double my lifetime. People who are the same age as me, if you put mine and their ages together, I'm 25, so that would make 50. So it's the first final in 55 years. So for me personally, like, the players are an absolute credit. On the same day as what we saw the absolute worst of the country, in the people who were trying to break into the stadium and everything, and the racism, which I haven't talked about on Twitter because I just don't think that there's anything I can add to the debate anymore. There's so much of it. But I'm going to get back to the video in a second. But we also, on the same day, we saw the absolute best of the country. We were the width of the post away from winning it in extra time, and then Marcus Rashford was the width of the post away from putting his penalty into the bottom corner. And honestly, could not have been more proud to be an England fan at that point. The whole day was just amazing. I spent the whole day basically listening to music, listening to England songs. So let's get into the tweets then. First off, we have the squad announcement. Now, my reaction to the squad announcement, I was very annoyed for one reason in particular, and that's because, for me, the most important player in an England side going into the Euros, if I could pick a team, I would build my side around James Ward-Prowse. And he was missing. So my tweet was 5 midfielders, 4 right backs, but no space for James Ward-Prowse. The squad has no balance in the slightest. I was very wrong there. Also, only 1 left back. When I looked through it, I didn't see Luke Shaw. I only saw Ben Chilwell. So that bit we'll ignore. We'll ignore the only 1 left back bit. But even still, I put, Southgate, what are you doing? And then people very quickly corrected me and said, nope, there's 2, Shaw and Chilwell. And I was like, I missed Shaw. So, yeah, very glad that Shaw was there, because that goal was amazing. And to be honest, he was terrific throughout the whole tournament. He was absolutely incredible. So, yeah, I wasn't very happy with the squad. Like, for me, it didn't make sense to have Trent, James, and Trippier and Walker. Like, that just didn't really make any sense at all. We have my reaction to the lineup against Croatia, which, I'll be honest, when I looked at it, I was like, huh? I mean, I didn't even get Pickford in goal, and obviously that wasn't mentioned, but for me personally, at the start of the tournament, I wasn't even sure if I would have taken Pickford as one of my 3 goalkeepers. Then to start Trippier at left back when you had Shaw and Chilwell, it just baffled me. It didn't make any sense. So I put, if this is the actual team, then we are way more expletive than I thought. Holy expletive. I thought leaving out JWP was a disaster. So again, we're talking about James Ward-Prowse here. For me, he would have been the player that I built my side around. The back four, I quite liked. I didn't like who was in it, but I liked the idea of playing a back four, so I had no complaints about that. For me personally, if going into the tournament, I said against the likes of Germany, play like three at the back. Germany, Italy, all them teams. But then against the likes of Czech Republic, you play your four at the back. You go for a standard 4-2-3-1 and you actually take the game to them. Still wasn't overly impressed with Rice and Phillips in midfield at that point. But again, I was wrong. So on to the next team. The next tweet. This was at halftime against Scotland. That game was poor. But that was about the only game where I will sit there and say we were poor. So my tweet was, this has been such a poor performance so far. Only moments of note were Stones' header and Pickford's save. Which, by the way, that Stones header, again, width of the post. Fine margins. We could have won that game 1-0. We need some margin. Well, to be fair, Scotland would say the same. They probably could have scored a few if it wasn't for Pickford. We need some urgency in the second half. Why play fast play suited to counter-attacking only to not use it? I still stand by this. If you've got players like Sterling, like Mount, even Sancho, who else was there? Even really Phillips to a degree, they have some pace, and Rice in the end proved to be quite good on counter-attack. They have pace. Use it. Harry Kane's not exactly gonna struggle to keep up with them. He might do a little bit, but then you can just pull the ball back to him. It makes more sense to actually use the pace, because we have players with pace and good at dribbling, and we were just making them pass the ball and play it really slow. And against Scotland, it's not really, you're not really going to be too worried about getting caught out. We could have won that game, but yeah, I mean, that was the theme throughout the whole tournament, but Gareth Southgate obviously knows how he wants them to play. And we were very successful at it. The next tweet was full time at Scotland. This was a reply to somebody, and this is my point here. We have a lot of quick players being asked to play the slow passing game they're not used to, which is true. You look at Sterling, even Sterling and Foden at Man City play very quick, direct game where they attack the fullbacks. And I said something. I must have said something. I don't remember what it was, but. Then I said, just realised I left out Grealish, so I think I was saying that we could have brought on Grealish. Saying drop Mount as central midfielder next to Rice or Phillips, Grealish, Foden, Sancho, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Get the ball forward quickly, get the ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's how I pretty much would have played it. Next tweet was the response to the lineup against Czech Republic. I said, still no Sancho or Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We've qualified. What harm can it do to give them a go? Even throw on Pope for me. And I think this is where I started using the hashtags. Oh no, I used one for England, Scotland. Hashtag 3 Lions, hashtag England, Czech Republic. I still kind of stand by it that we should have done that, or at least rotated a little bit. When you've qualified, you were already guaranteed at least third place. Although I am glad that we did qualify in first place, because that game against Germany was incredible, and we had one of the favourable runs to the final. Still would have liked to see Nick Pope given a go, although it probably would have been, I think it was Dean Henderson was the other backup goalkeeper, so it probably would have been Dean Henderson given a go instead of Pope. But they've always got another tournament, I suppose. To be honest, you look at our goalkeepers, you think they've probably still got at least another World Cup and the Euros between them. I'm pretty sure this was before the Germany game. Yes, it was. For the Germany game. Croatia and France out today. Netherlands out yesterday. Whoever gets to the final from our side is looking like facing someone easier suddenly. This is such a good opportunity for hashtag 3 Lions now. From now, I'm not criticising Southgate, promise. And I pretty much stuck to that until the final. Before that, obviously we did well to beat Croatia. I wasn't expecting us to beat Croatia. I was expecting us to beat Scotland and we didn't, but then I was expecting us to draw with Czech Republic and we beat them. So I'm definitely not a football pundit for a reason. Although I did start to get better as the tournament progressed. I was able to predict how we'd do more. They just kind of caught me off guard to begin with, because I genuinely thought that Rice and Phillips wouldn't work as a central midfield partnership, but I thought it was too defensive, especially when we were against the likes of Denmark and Ukraine. Playing them together just felt out of balance. But from here, I actually stuck to not criticising Southgate. I actually stuck by backing them all the way, which I probably should have done to begin with, but looking at that lineup, I didn't like the look of it. The whole squad, I just didn't like the look of it. Yeah, at this point, I think, so Croatia and France were both out the day before we played Germany. I looked at our side and I said, whoever wins out of England and Germany gets to the final. Because on our side, obviously, we had Denmark, I think we still had Netherlands on our side at this point. But I would have fancied us against Netherlands, considering how weak their defence was. You look at their game against Ukraine, where I think they conceded 2 or 3, but they conceded. They were there to be got. So yeah, I fancied us from that point as soon as I saw who we would be facing in the next round. This was half-time against Germany. Harry Kane was quiet for 35 minutes, but every time he picked up the ball in the last 10, we progressed forward. If we can get him dropping deep again, we'll create more chances in the second half. #3Lions, and that we did. We definitely created a lot more chances, and we took 2 of them. And that was honestly such a good feeling, considering, for me, it was like redemption from 2010, when Frank Lampard's goal crossed the line and it didn't count, and then we ended up losing the game 4-1. And that moment was redemption for me. Hopefully we can keep now being on top of Germany, but I doubt it. Pretty poor Germany side, but we fully took advantage, and we were definitely the better team in that game. After Germany, I said, today went perfect for us. Oh, this was after the Ukraine game, because the Ukraine game was after. Today went perfectly for us. We beat Germany in 90, then Ukraine take 120. Perfect. Get us to the semi-final now. I had no idea what was to come. I actually predicted that we would beat Ukraine 3-0, and we ended up beating them 4-0. I said here, I'm continuing my promise of not tweeting anything negative tomorrow, so this was the day before Ukraine. As long as England is still in the Euros, I'm 100% behind Southgate. He's proven me wrong so far, but I do actually think we'll win tomorrow anyway. So as you can see, the tone as we got throughout the tournament got more optimistic, because at the beginning of the tournament, I said we would get out of the groups and lose in the quarterfinal, in the round of 16. We'd lose in the round of 16. And obviously we got past the round of 16, and at that point I'm like, hey, we got Ukraine, then we probably get Denmark. I fancied Denmark to win it. Denmark won it, and then I fancied us against Denmark as well. So this was the reaction to the lineup against Ukraine. Looks a 4-2-3-1. I can back this 100%. Ukraine are one of the teams that I would have said, let's go for it, let's go 4-2-3-1. Or even just go for a 4-3-3, have Mount drop in like a little bit deeper, and then shove Sterling and Sancho or whoever just a little bit closer. I wasn't expecting it to be 4-0. I said 3-0, and then Jordan Henderson scored, and I was like, oh, damn it. Because I'm pretty sure I also predicted the correct score for the game before as well. So I was 1 goal off getting both those games right, which is disappointing. Then my reaction to Ukraine, we really upped the ante the second half. Being able to bring off several key players with half hour or so to go is a rare luxury at this stage of the tournament. Now attention turns to Denmark, which is true. How many other teams can say that with half an hour to go they was able to bring off key striker, key winger, key central midfielder? I can't remember who else came off, but it's very rarely ever heard of. We were comfortable. And I remember seeing a video as well, I think it was Steve Holland, when we scored the 4th goal, was like, get the bookings off. All the players that are either on a yellow card already or are 1 game away from being suspended maybe, telling them to get them off. We won the game and got to Denmark. So this was a reply to someone who I know through... They're a Northern Norwich fan as well. They said, I might have been wrong about Southgate. Perhaps he is a tactical genius. So I put my thoughts exactly. I criticised the original squad release, but maybe there's a reason he's England manager and I'm not. And I stand by that. I have not worked with any of the players. I know how I would set them up, but obviously Gareth Southgate had a very different idea. He played a very different style to what I would have done, but he was probably more effective than what I would have been as manager, obviously. There's a reason I'm sat here recording this video, and he's probably sat thinking about who he's going to play at his next squad, who he's going to call up. Hopefully Ben Godfrey gets called up one day. Hopefully Todd Cantwell does as well. Before the semi-finals, I said better get my prediction in early. Italy 2, Spain 1 after extra time. Hashtag Italy Spain, Italia España. England 1, Denmark 0 after 90 minutes. Hashtag England Denmark. Hashtag Euro 2020. At this point, I pretty much had faith in Jordan Pickford. I thought that we was going to keep another clean sheet. Constructive criticism here. He probably could have done better with the free kick. I think he'll be the first to tell you that the free kick maybe could have been saved, but it's come over the wall. It has come over quite quickly. We'll let him off. He did so well throughout the rest of the tournament. He made very good saves. His positioning was incredible for a lot of chances. So we'll allow him this one. We at least got through anyway. Obviously, we won 2-1 after extra time. Meanwhile, Italy and Spain went to penalties. So with this prediction, I wasn't quite there. I mean, I got the two teams that would go through in the end. We were unlucky with the free kick, which, to be honest, debatable whether it was a free kick or not. I can't actually really remember it, but I'm pretty sure I was annoyed that it was given as a free kick. I remember the actual free kick itself. And same game, Kasper Schmeichel is one of the best in the world. And I stand by that. Kasper Schmeichel is incredible goalkeeper. Absolutely one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Leicester fans, you are very lucky you have him on your side. So Denmark fans as well, very lucky to have Kasper Schmeichel as your goalkeeper. And he very much deserved his Premier League medal. Then we have the penalty. So I said, just me that thinks that's always a penalty. Commentators seem adamant it was lucky to be given, but I don't think it was. For me, I think the main thing is that he gets contact from the right, contact from the left. He's going to go down, and when you do go down, and I mean brought down. If you've got someone giving you contact from both sides, you're always going to get brought down there. For me, that gets given every day of the week. Then we have my reaction to Luke Shaw scoring. I have censored it. So it's expletive Shawberto Carlos ! Hashtag England Italia. So I enjoyed the goal. We can pretty much say that. And that was 2 minutes into the final. Absolutely incredible moment, and come from a left back as well. It was hit so well. I mean, what else can you really say to that one? That was just an incredible goal and an incredible moment. So the penultimate tweet is seeming good control from. This was half time against Italy. Seeming good control for the most part. A few mistakes giving them chances, but on the whole, very good first half. 45 minutes away from potentially from being European champions. More of the same, and it's sealed, and we just weren't quite. We was the width of the post away from Jordan Pickford making an incredible save and keeping the score at 1-0. So sadly, we didn't get there, but what else can you say except morning after, deflated, disappointed, but proud. The England players were incredible. They put in an incredible performance, and I know that people will say, "Oh, well, we had the luck of the draw. We faced a weak Germany team. We faced Denmark. We faced Ukraine. We still took Italy all the way to penalties. We still beat Croatia, who beat us in the semi-final of the World Cup in 2018, which was also another redemption moment. We're not exactly, we're not Italy. We're not Spain. We probably should be competing every tournament, but we did a good, very good job to get to the final. and we can honestly say we're now the second best team in all of Europe. So yeah, what a tournament. And the tournament in general as well was really good. Obviously it started off disappointingly with Christian Eriksen, but as the tournament progressed, we just looked better and better and better. Well, just the tournament in general got better. And yeah, so I'm going to leave the video there. Thank you very much for watching. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I'll probably try and get it down a bit. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed, subscribe if you're new or if you haven't already. Let me know if you're looking forward to any more content. My next video will also be England related. And in the meantime, until the next video, I will see you then.